Hello and welcome back to Automate with Amit. And in this particular video, we are going to see what are test runners in Cucumber basically, and how to implement test runners using Cucumber and TestNG, and what are different tags which we use in Cucumber test runners. And this particular video is the part of automation framework designing using Cucumber, Selenium, TestNG. So if you haven't watched my previous videos in this particular video series, do and check out those videos, and those are going to be helpful. And there are other videos which are coming up. So there are other videos related to Cucumber BDD framework designing. So if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe and do support me. And this particular video is going to be super useful. And let's begin. Over here, if you see and you are following my previous videos, this is IRCTC automation, where we are going to automate one scenario from IRCTC website. So we are designing the concepts, we are designing the framework. So over here, so far we had covered the feature files, step definitions, and what and how to design the feature files, what is Gherkin file, Gherkin language, what are the step definitions. Now let's come back to test runners. Here I had created this feature files over here, and this was the feature file, and this was step definitions for that. And then we are going to continue creating test runner over here. Okay, so let's see what and how we can run. If you remember, I had included we had included this pom.xml dependency, where we had included this Cucumber. So if you remember this Cucumber TestNG, okay, so this particular dependency basically helps us to give a configuration, or whatever configurations we have created using TestNG .xml file. So Cucumber TestNG repository, or this particular dependency, helps us to give an integration between Cucumber and TestNG. So TestNG is what? TestNG is a testing framework, right? And Cucumber basically helps to implement BDD approach in the test automation, right? So over here we had included this to help us to uh, give an integration between TestNG and Cucumber. So for that purpose, we are going to see how we can implement this. Okay, so now for that we need to extend. So this particular is this we need to extend. So this particular is this particular class we had created previously, right, to execute all the tests related to IRCTC. So over here I am just extending one extends we are extending one class basically, which is TestNG something. So let me abstract TestNG. Okay, so abstract TestNG Cucumber test. Okay, so this abstract TestNG Cucumber test basically helps us to make this test runner class as a Cucumber test runner class. Okay, so one more thing which we need to pass is Cucumber options. So at the rate Cucumber options. Okay, and Cucumber options, within Cucumber options we need to pass certain parameters. Okay, or we can say plugins. Okay, so I just need to import this Cucumber options from this different options this Cucumber options gives. This is basically what we are doing. We are configuring this particular class to execute whatever scenarios in our feature file to execute. Okay, so whatever type of scenarios we wanted to execute, we can configure in here in the Cucumber option using this test runner class, and we can execute that. Okay, so just let's see what are different options available. So just press Control and space, and you will see all the options over here. Okay, so let's see. So this dry run, basically, if you see this dry run is by default its value is true, by default its value is false, and it returns true if glue code execution should be skipped. What does this mean? So over here, if I mention dry run something like this, dry run equals true. Okay, so what will happen? only those, only my feature files, okay? Only my feature files over here, whichever are here, only my feature file is going to execute. Remember, we had, when we had only created these scenario steps, then when we were executing this, we were only getting this run configuration or Cucumber feature, then only this was getting executed. No step definition was there, and only this was getting executed, right? So if I just execute this, run as, um, right click and run as, okay, so right click, run as Cucumber feature. Okay, so let me rerun this Cucumber feature using Cucumber feature. Okay, so it was, see, now what is happening, user got so all the steps are getting executed, right, with their step definitions, because remember we had written all these things inside step definitions, right? Now if I just go in the test runner over here and try to execute it, it is also going to execute, it is only going to execute the feature files, not the step definitions. So I am just right clicking in here and run as TestNG test. Okay, so one more thing actually you will see. So it has started this TestNG test over here, and you will see only feature file which will get executed, not the step definitions. So why we are getting that issue? Because we haven't given our feature files and step definitions to where from where it is going to get, my test runner is going to get the feature files. So for that we have another plugin feature. So feature equals, basically in here we need to pass the, okay, so here, okay, features. So features, basically we need to pass the value so of feature. So where exactly my feature files are stored, we need to pass that. So over here if you see source says Java over here, so you can just provide source also, it is going to work. And one more thing which you need to pass is step definitions. So for step definition we need to pass, for step definitions we need to give glue. Okay, so glue, within glue we need to pass this comma, and here we need to pass the package name of that. Okay, so whatever is the package name, so this is the package over here, com awa irctc. So let me right click and rename, click here. Oh, okay, cancel. Okay, so right click, just right click and properties. I just wanted to get the name. Anyways, so here we can type in here like com dot awa dot irctc dot step definitions. Okay, so as soon as we give this, so here you will see feature files. This is the glue. Okay, and this is the dry run. Okay, now let's run, and now let's see what do we get. Okay, it has resolved, but if you see, it has not executed my, you see, it has not executed my test step definitions basically. Okay, so this feature file contains scenarios related to irctc login. That's it. So something, it has not executed my step definitions. So now let's make this dry run as false. Okay, so once I make this as false, let's see if I run this now, right click, run as, and TestNG test. Now let's see if executes the step definitions as well. Okay, so now see, it has executed my step definitions. Okay, so this is how this runner class works. One more thing, another thing is like we can give the tags also. Okay, so in here we can pass the tags. So tags equal, so whatever tags we wanted to give, we can give here. So like in here, in our test case, if you see, we had um, we had this feature, and let's suppose I have also created one more. This particular scenario is there. Let's suppose I wanted to create one more. Have two particular test cases, two particular test scenarios, and I wanted to execute only those scenarios which has login as tag, okay, or regression as tag. Okay, so we can give multiple tags also over here. Like I can give this as regression, okay, and login both. So uh, I can execute them in here from here. Okay, so in here in my test runner, basically I can give those values over here. So like I can give login. So it is going to only execute. Make sure you put at the rate also. Okay, so it is going to only execute those tests, those scenarios which has login as tag. Okay, so just I let me run this, run as TestNG test. This is over here, it is going to run, and we will only see one test case which is getting executed. Okay, so only one test case got executed over here. This one test case and one test case has passed. Now let's see if we don't have any tags. Now you will see that will be two values, two scenarios which will get executed. Okay, so right click and just right click and run as and TestNG test. Okay, so now let's see. It is going to execute two test cases, two test scenarios. Okay, so it has executed two test cases. Over here, if you see, this has run two test cases and two of them passed. Okay, so this is how we use test runners in here. There are a couple of more things in here. If you see, we have extra glue. So extra glue basically, if you want that, what if any particular step definition, any particular step is there which don't have any step definition. So if there is no step definition for any particular step, then I want that no execution should happen. If I want that way, then it is this is extra glue basically we can use. um, monochrome basically used for if we don't use monochrome. Okay, let's see what difference we get in monochrome. Okay, so by default, if you see, this monochrome has true. So this is by default it's false, and if we put it as true, then terminal output should be without colors. Okay, so if we put true to this, it is going to be without colors. So sometimes, this output over here is not very good. So it is over here. This is not giving any issue. So we can, ignore this also. But let me put this as true and see if what do we get as output. Is there any changes? So basically monochrome is used for some just for the formatting purpose. Okay, so nothing much, like it is just for the sake of changing the this way, the way it is generating the output. That's it. So monochrome features glue. So this feature and glue is very much important. Of course we can use some others, like this publish is published basically. Okay, so over here now, if you see, if I use this, there are some others like publish. So publish basically means if we put it as true, then if report should be published on the web. Okay, so there is going to be one reporting feature in Cucumber, which we'll see while implementing the reports. So for now, we are not going to use this publish and all. So this is the basic things which we wanted to, while implementing this test runners, we need to take care of, and we'll see other things in the next one. So thank you for watching. And if you're watching this particular video for the very first time, then please subscribe to this channel. I have shared many videos on framework designing using Cucumber, Java, TestNG, and Selenium. And okay, so thank you, and see you in the next one.